So hi, One Liquid Noise podcast. I'm Shane,
I'm Glory.
and we're here with,
Oh, Chris. And I'm Jimmy, and we're in Dear Desolate.
and we're gonna ask some questions today. I'm gonna start. So, what inspired the creation of the band, and what does the band name mean?
So the band name is, it's a lot of culmination of things. I mean, really, like, it's like when we formed, it was kind of like the state of like, I mean, it's gotten worse since then, like society in general, but like, I don't know, it's like we come from all walks of life. We have different views and opinions on things. And, we, in general, like, we love each other, even though we are different, and I feel like the world at times, or we feel like the world at times is just like so hateful and like almost desolate. Right. So, that was kind of a big factor into the name. I mean, there are, a few reasons for it, but, I think, and to me, that's the main reason for the name in general.
All right.
Solid. And the creation of the band.
So as in like when year was like, holy shit, like 2014, 13, 12.
Wow, Jesus Christ. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think maybe 2016.
Okay.
Uh,
That's fair.
I can't, dude. Honestly, we've been so long together. Like we're just brothers. That
Okay.
like company. You know what I mean? It's just like I feel like that's very rare in bands today to like have people that truly enjoy each other and feel like they're like family in a band.
Yeah.
I think that's one thing with us. It's just like we may argue and like fight and stuff like that sometimes, but at the end of the day, we still love each other. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like
It's very
that answer.
wholesome. All right. Yeah. So congratulations on your newest release, Voyager. How do you feel the response to it so far?
the response has been insane. It kind of blew us out. Our expectations, we didn't really know what to expect. Not to sound pessimistic, but we didn't want to, what's the word I'm looking for? We didn't want to release something and it just like fall by the wayside, like at this point in the music industry, it's almost like, like we didn't want to get our hopes up. And, so we're just like, kind of like whatever happens. We're going to push it as hard as we can. But I mean, with it being on Octane and the amount of feedback we got from people that heard it from Octane, all the requests that we got, and then the absurd amount of YouTube views that we got, completely shocked us all. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I'm very happy that you guys got that response. The song was really good.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
So this song has AJ Channer on it. What was it like working with him?
AJ's the man. Like, talk about wholesome. He's like literally one of the best human beings I've ever had the pleasure of being around in my life. He's just real, and it's amazing working with him and vibing off of him. And like, it's just another person in the room when we're writing to bounce ideas off of and, create this song all together. So, I mean, he's a wonderful human being. He's just fucking awesome.
I love it.
That's good. That's good. So is there any meaning behind the single name or cover art?
As far as the cover art goes, we went through like 4 or 5 different options. We just really we didn't really think too hard when it came to the cover art. We just kind of wanted to make something that just like stood out. And we wanted to really make sure that like, people could look at it and see AJ's name, and hopefully that would help get us some traction with, people clicking on it. He was a big stickler on that. Yeah.
As you should be.
Yeah.
When you have an opportunity to work with an artist that has, the following that AJ does, you definitely utilize that in your marketing strategy. Absolutely. So
definitely.
It was like, we had a lot of revisions where AJ's name was like either non-existent or really small, and like Fire from the Gods wasn't included on it. And I was like, guys, we have to be able to include this for part of the marketing. I mean, and at the same time, it's AJ's song as well, right? It's not just our song. It's something we collaborate on. So he's just as much of the song as we are. As far as the title of the song, that was kind of like the working title. It was just called Voyager. Yeah. And when it came time to actually name the song, we're like, why don't we just keep it? It works perfectly. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, of the title, like prior to it was like kind of like
hate bringing up like Desolate, but like imagine like Wall-E or something, you know, where it's like the world where ended in like legit like a desolate place. Like it's kind of, you know, that, and it's just like going out into space or like conquering new lands or like going to Mars or something, and it's like desolate there, you know, like I don't know, that was like, and it kind of fit perfectly with the kind of like there's something else more out there, you know, kind of feel of the song.
Yeah,
that's fair. Wait, I just want to talk about the cover art for a second. You mentioned that you had like maybe 6 different revisions on it. Were they like polar opposites, or were there like minor changes where it's, as you mentioned, just kind of like the name size or something?
There was one, none of them looked like the one that we actually ended up using. There was, the first one was like, I think it was like an astronaut with like a bunch of symbols. Like, it wasn't like ripping off architects or anything, but it was.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
It was like this super up close picture of like an astronaut helmet, and it was all red and had a bunch of weird like icons. And then there was one like a really cool like watercolor looking butterfly almost that I really wanted to use because I kind of thought,
made that one.
Yeah, you're the one that I thought that perfectly is like with the theme of the song, you know, like a butterfly goes through the whole formation of like the theme kind of you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can't really, I think there was a couple different revisions with the last one, but that was mainly just like make this bigger or like put over in this corner, but
okay.
I was going to make a comment about the architects thing. I'm glad you guys didn't use the astronaut one, because you would have been ripped apart by the counterparts guy on Twitter.
So you mentioned that you actually really liked the butterfly one. Would you be using that in like a different cover, or do you just associate it with that like song?
I mean,
we had talked about using it for another single releasing, and you know, just the basis of the cover art was like, you know, it was like a caterpillar stage on one side, and then you know, right down the middle it was a full-grown butterfly. So it's like the evolution and changes in your life or whatever, or in the butterfly's life. So we have a song that really hits home on that, and we thought it fit better on that song than on Voyager. So that's why we decided to keep that artwork, but we should be using it on another release for sure.
All right.
Okay, cool. Exciting. I'm excited to see that.
So can you tell me a little bit about your writing process for this single?
Well, we're actually in the studio again now, but they're in the other room writing some riffs. But the writing process was really like, it's a long drawn out process on this one, because we wrote the song with AJ, and then you know we kicked out our vocalist, or you know, throughout this whole process, because in the studio, you know, there were things that we wanted to be able to accomplish with this new track, and like our old vocalist, he was good, but he couldn't do what Jimmy here does. So you know, it took us a while to find Jimmy. We actually went through another vocalist in between them, and like just kind of trying out different vocalists, and we keep going back in the studio and come back out, and it's like, I don't know about this, and then keep coming, you know, going back, and we did find Jimmy, and then we ended up coming to Nashville, and when he was singing, we're like, we need this guy. Like, this is perfect. This is what this track needs to sound like, and we need his voice in the band. So it was a really long, drawn out process. This song was probably recorded actually 2 years ago, maybe 2.5 years ago.
Holy shit.
2 years, not months.
Yeah, years.
Pre-pandemic.
So a lot of I said that or told him. the only our camp knows about that. But I mean, it was a long time coming, and we've been trying. We really wanted to get the song right, you know. It's a different style from what Dear Desolate was years ago, so wanted to make sure that when we released this song, we just kind of hit the ground running and kind of took this new direction in this new music and like ran with it. So
okay. And did you write this song with AJ?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, so what was it like writing with AJ?
With
was
AJ,
it any different?
Yeah, I mean, it was nuts. So like when he would go in, so we wrote the song, and then, you know, vocal day comes, right? So he gets into the booth, and like we have some stuff written down that we've been bouncing back and forth, and then just like out of nowhere, he just starts singing and like these parts, and like starts like in his first take, and we're just like, what the fuck was that? You know?
Yeah.
Like, that was awesome.
Yeah.
So we just kind of like built off of that momentum, and it became easier and easier and easier to just kind of like get the song fully written. So yeah, I mean, it was awesome to write with AJ. I mean, just the ideas that man has.
That's awesome. I'm so happy to hear that you guys had that opportunity. It's great.
Yeah, for sure.
Close that door.
I think it's break, so they're having lunch.
Oh, well, cool. So can you tell me where your headspace was when you were creating this song?
So headspace wise, like AJ is again, he was a huge influence in this, and when we write a song, we kind of go with like, it's like, hey, what theme do we want to use on the song, you know? And and AJ and I kind of really sat down, and it's like, well, you know, there are people in your life that really kind of suck you dry and like take everything from you and give you nothing, you know? And I think that really hit home, and like was the driving force behind the, like, you can hear it in his voice and in a lot of the parts of like the struggle of getting where you are. And like, there are a lot of people that don't help you in the process. They just kind of try and break you down and like take and never kind of help you. That a lot. I mean, it's very easy, especially to write with AJ, when you have a topic like that, and like it's super easy to get a lot of words on paper. So
okay.
Solid.
So what band or artist influence you think you can hear the most on this track?
Oh man, it's like a melting pot of bands.
Yeah.
Tell us all of them.
Exactly.
What was the song that you guys like used as like?
So at the time, that Sleeping with Sirens song came out.
Leave It All Behind.
Yeah.
That song's so good.
I like how you knew exactly which one.
Yeah.
Oh, that song is a bop. I mean, that's a banger. And that song had just come out, and we were in the studio like the next week or maybe a few days after it had come out, and we were just like inspired by that song more than anything for this one. When it comes to the structure of the song, I guess. Yeah,
the template, the way it's kind of like drawn out on a piece of paper.
I can see that. Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, that's kind of what we went to. But like bands that we all love. I mean, we were super heavy prior into Korn and like Slipknot and stuff.
Banger.
Like that. Yeah. You know, all of these bands, like I grew up on Under Oath, so like my play style is very similar to Aaron Gillespie's in that respect. When it's live, you know, it's very like super heavy hitting, you know, and like there's just a lot of bands. I mean, fucking Seven Dust, like, you know what I mean? Like, just there's so many to name. I mean, Godsmack's fucking a huge influence to us too, and yeah, Brandon for sure. There's just too many to name, honestly. I'm drawing blanks at this point.
That's fair. I mean, you named a good handful. A lot that Shane knows, a lot that I know. So that's a first, honestly. So awesome. Yeah. Sick. All right. Of course, yeah. So this one should be super, super quick. Off the top of your head, I want you to describe this single for new listeners in 3 words.
Let's see. That's a good question, actually.
It's a very good question. Yep. I love the question because they're like so much different than the other interviews we've done. So
thank you.
Thank you.
For sure.
I want to, the first word, I want to lean towards captivating, but that's kind of generic and a very broad, you know.
Yeah, no, for sure.
That's fair.
If you need to use it though, use it.
Yeah, use it. You gotta start somewhere, you know.
Maybe just blurt the first 3 that come to your mind.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be fast.
It's supposed to be off the top of your head. You're not supposed to think about it.
For fast, and I'm like, oh god, no, I'm not good under pressure.
Let me think about this. Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
This is like just finding yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Self-awareness, almost.
Okay.
I think it's like, you know,
it's hard for me to say because I wasn't around for the writing of Voyager.
Right.
I got brought in and was just kind of like, sing these parts, and I was like, okay.
Sick.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, I think it's like almost like, to me, motivational would be a word. It's like if you're down, a day, like I feel like I could listen to this song and like kind of be lifted up or like kind of inspired to kind of like maybe cut ties with people in my life or whatever it may be, maybe like try to better myself. Right. So I feel like inspiring is a good word for that I would use to kind of describe the song. I would use bop.
Bop. All right.
I think, or a banger. Like I think the song's a banger. Like it's definitely the best song we've put out today. Have a ton of more stuff, and we're working on more stuff right now, actually. But I think it's just a banger. I think all around great song. Maybe I'm being biased, but maybe not. It's
a pretty good song.
All right.
Yeah.
So in that same train of thought, is there a certain feeling you want listeners to have while going through the track?
No, I think leaving it
up for interpretation is,
I think that's super.
Yeah. Even though it is kind of like a pretty direct message, but take it as you will.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the better tracks that get written like vocally are the ones that are more ambiguous, and you can use that in any situation, right? Like motivate you or inspire you. But yeah, I mean, ambiguous would, I think, as ambiguous as possible. So
solid. So you guys keep mentioning that you guys are working on new stuff. You're literally in the studio right now. So what is this single leading up to? Is this leading up to an EP, album, more singles? What's going on there?
So it's tough to say, but I mean, we have a lot of music, right? And we're in this weird transition. So we're an independent artist right now, but we've been contacted by a few labels. So like we're in the process of putting our best foot forward and showing these labels like what we have, and like who knows what the next few months may hold with some songs. So maybe we put out an EP or an album, or maybe it'll just be a single in the next few months. Like that's like the tough part in the music industry that like I feel like doesn't get talked about a lot, is like why
hurry up and wait.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
what our guitar
it's it's like, why hasn't this band put out music? And it's like there are things in place behind the scenes people don't realize that it's like it'll benefit us in the long run if we just hold on to the music for right now and then be able to release it all with the backing and help of a label or management or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough.
That's completely valid.
So where do you guys see the band in the next 5 years?
Arena tours.
Obviously.
I mean, we set our bar high, right? So I feel like as a musician, you have to like, if you set your bar of like touring, like, 200 cap venues, and, that's cool. And, I just turned 30. I mean, Jimmy is significantly younger than I am, but he's the baby. But like, as a 30-year-old, I've done those tours where it's like $50 guarantees or just like door deals and stuff like that. And it's like, I feel like we've matured our sound, and being able to tour to bigger audiences, and things like that. I think that would be definitely in the next 5 years. We try and set our bar super high, and it's like I don't think you can achieve a goal. If you don't achieve that super high bar, at least you're higher than a low bar. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I mean, I know that's kind of like weird. Like I said that really weird, but it's like you'd miss 100% of the shots.
Shots you don't stop.
It's true though. It is 100% true.
Michael Scott, speaking facts, man.
Right. Well, so it's like, I mean, you think like if you want to be like the Breaking Benjamin caliber or like the Slipknot caliber, right? You have to think that, or you can't like smaller band caliber, and like, because if that's your bar, then you're never going to get over that. Right. And I'm hopeful in the next 5 years we'll be doing arena tours. Who knows? Maybe with Fire from the Gods or From Ashes to New or something. Like all of our guys work with them, so in their crew.
Oh yeah,
solid.
I love it. I'll see you guys in an arena in 5 years.
Exactly. Yeah.
Headlining it.
And that's
solid. So if you guys could write one song and just take full credit that exists, which song would you write?
Oof.
Any song ever. History of songs.
Holy.
There's a lot of songs out there.
There are. Yeah.
Yeah, hold on. You're going to have to give me a sec.
Well, this one wasn't off the top of your head, so.
Yeah, exactly. Take as long as you need.
Right now, that new Pop Evil song is a banger, and I wish we had written that song like as of right. Like, but if you're talking in the history of like, maybe like Before I Forget from Slipknot.
Banger.
Yeah.
Such a good song. Not the best album. One of the better songs on that album, though.
Yeah. I mean, I wrote that, you know.
Yeah, that's yours now.
That's yours.
All right.
Yeah.
But first thing that pops to your head, Jimmy. You got this. Is it a Bring Me song?
No, it's not rock. I'm thinking more towards like
Post Malone?
No.
Ooh.
I wish I were Post Malone.
Yeah, I mean,
can I take mine back? Maybe White Iverson?
Yeah, banger. That's a good
banger.
one.
Yeah.
man, I wasn't prepared for these.
Sorry.
We don't have the stereotypical questions here.
Yeah.
Exactly. These are really, really good questions. Well thought out. So
Thank you.
Thank you.
Probably, I'm thinking a Billie Eilish song.
Ooh, love her.
Yeah, love Billie. Me and Jeffy both were both Billie stans.
As you should. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm a Posty fan. So.
Oh, me too. It's good.
I really like her song that she released for the 007 movie, No Time to Die.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Whole orchestral. That song is just a beautiful masterpiece.
Mm-hmm. It's also like the first song where she actually like belts.
I know.
Is, like, it's amazing. She needs to use her voice like in a wider spectrum more often because Mm-hmm.
I feel like what's cool about Post Malone too, like, you know what I mean? Like he did this thing with Jared Dines, like where they just like showed up at his house and played metal.
Yeah.
Like, you know, he'll do country songs, like play guitar and sing country songs, and then like he does his stuff, and I'm just like, it just goes to show like how good of an artist he is, you know?
Exactly. Yeah. He's not just stuck in the one box.
Exactly.
Like, he can be as experimental as he wants with his music, and it's amazing because it still works.
Yeah, and love it, you know, like I love it, but you know,
Yeah,
crazy. But I feel like Billie Eilish is, you know, I feel like as she grows as an artist and gets older, she'll be the same way.
Oh yeah.
Like her box, or maybe she can right now. It's just right now she's focusing on this style of music. So
I mean, she's already showing it with her new single. It's completely different from the last record.
Polar opposite.
She went like Phoebe Bridgers on this new single, and I was not expecting that at all.
Yeah.
So for the last couple of questions, we're actually going to shift away from music and go straight to death row.
Boom.
So if you're on death row, what would your last meal be with a drink?
Oh, venison. So Chef Ramsay has this meal. It's a venison meal, but it's like venison, sweet and sour peppers, like red pepper and yellow pepper with like juniper berries, and like a side of rice. Insane. It's like my favorite thing. Like it's like a meal I have like once every year type thing. That's gotta be number one with the side of crab legs.
And how are you washing that down?
Probably a nice chilled Dr. Pepper.
Okay.
Solid. All right.
Definitely mine would be a porterhouse steak. Just because you get the best of both worlds, you get the filet on one side, the strip on the other.
We were just talking about this.
I love grilling, or just cooking in general. But yeah, porterhouse steak, and to wash it down with water. And I mean, other than Jameson, like a good Irish whiskey. I want to be able to drink a good Irish whiskey.
My youth is showing, bro. Yeah, I like Dr. Pepper.
All right. So if you could live in one fictional world for a week, where would you live?
Avatar. Wherever Avatar.
The Last Airbender or the blue people?
The blue people. I forget what place it's called. Pandora, yeah.
Pandora, yeah.
Yep. I would live there.
Man, that's tough for me. I don't know, maybe the Pokemon universe.
Ooh, all right.
You know,
All right.
like
Mhm.
yeah,
That'd be cool.
I love
That's
animals.
Cool.
It's just like imagine like just walking around with a Pikachu.
That'd be pretty
Yeah.
cool.
That'd be pretty sick. So I have now asking the last question, and every single person we've spoken to have said that it is the most important question.
Oh God. Okay.
What's your favorite color?
Oh, easy.
Probably. I feel like I gotta go with red.
Taste.
Orange.
You're wearing red, yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right. Solid colors all around. So as I said, that's all the questions we have today. Is there anything that you guys would like to plug?
Follow us on all of our social medias at Dear Desolate across the board: Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Follow us on Spotify, Apple Music, any streaming service you can think of. We're on. Go watch the new Voyager music video on YouTube, and go request Voyager. Like tweet at Octane and tell them that you want to hear more of Voyager.
All right.
Solid.
Well, thank you for now. This, guys, has been Dear Desolate and We're the Good Noise podcast.